They laughed at his torn shoes, mocked his silence. But he kept walking, because some journeys are not meant to be seen, only felt. And when the fruit of struggle finally bloomed, even the thorns clapped. The air in the village tasted of dry dust and sunburned silence. Every morning, as the sun peeled the sky open with its harsh orange light, Bilal stepped into another day of invisible labor. He was 25, but his hands told a story twice his age, rough, scarred, calloused by years of carrying bricks, chopping wood, and lifting the weight of poverty that clung to his family like an unpaid debt. Their house was no more than 4 crumbling mud walls and a leaking tin roof. Rain was a guest that never knocked. Wind passed through as if it owned the place. Inside, his father, once a strong man with a voice that could stop street dogs mid-bark, now coughed himself awake each night. Tuberculosis, the doctor had said, but medicine costs more than dreams. His mother, Shafiq Bibi, had skin like weathered paper and eyes like unanswered prayers. Yet she smiled every morning as she handed Bilal a rolled-up roti with yesterday's lentils. "This will give you strength," she whispered. "It already does." Bilal smiled, not referring to the food. His younger sister Marine, barely 18, was the only person who still believed in magic. She kept a notebook under her pillow with stories she had written about becoming a teacher one day. Bilal had promised her she would. Somehow. Each day, Bilal walked 4 miles to the town's edge where laborers gathered at dawn, hoping a truck would stop and hire them. Sometimes it did. Sometimes it didn't. But Bilal never stopped showing up. People laughed, especially Amir, his old friend. "You still think this life is a movie, Bilal?" Amir said one afternoon as they sat on a broken wall, sipping cheap chai. "No," Bilal replied softly. "But I think I can still write my own ending." Amir snorted, flipping his motorcycle keys. "You'll die in dust." "Maybe," Bilal smiled. "But not before I try." That night, as everyone slept, Bilal pulled out an old math book from under his bed. He lit a small oil lamp and began to read. Numbers danced in the flickering light, but he didn't blink. His hunger for something more was louder than his fatigue. One morning, while mixing cement under a rising sun, Bilal collapsed. The contractor yelled, slapped him twice, and poured water on his face. He woke up to shame more than pain. "Go home, weakling," the man barked. That evening, Bilal sat alone under a tree near the village mosque. His clothes were crusted with dust. His body was sore. His dreams were quieter than usual. Maybe Amir was right. Maybe trying wasn't enough. But then Sir Qasim arrived. Sir Qasim had been Bilal's teacher for a short while during school years. The man was calm, almost ghost-like, with a memory sharper than most swords. "I heard you fainted," Sir Qasim said gently, sitting beside him. "I'm just tired," Bilal muttered. "No," the old man said. "You're just carrying too much. Let me carry some." That night, Sir Qasim brought him books, real books, on business, accounting, marketing, things Bilal had only seen written on banners outside city banks. "But I'm just a laborer," Bilal said. "No," Sir Qasim replied. "You are a learner. That makes you dangerous." From that night, a new fire lit inside Bilal. He worked during the day, and at night, he studied. He failed many times. Words blurred. Formulas broke. But he kept returning. 2 months later, Sir Qasim handed him a form. "A scholarship exam in the city," he said. "If you pass, you study free." Bilal stared at the paper like it was made of gold. "But the city?" "Yes," the teacher nodded. "It's far. It's expensive. But so is regret." Bilal didn't sleep that night. He stared at the ceiling and thought about his mother's cracked hands, his father's hollow cough, his sister's stories under the pillow. And then he made his decision. City life was cruel. He arrived with a small bag, 3 books, and 1 pair of extra clothes. He had no place to stay. He slept outside a mosque, ate what was given in charity, and bathed at a park fountain. But he passed the exam. He was accepted. At night, he cleaned a restaurant's floors for money. During the day, he studied. People mocked his torn shoes. Some professors rolled their eyes. But he never missed a class. One day, while walking past a tall glass building, he saw something that stopped him. A poster. Business internship. Young visionaries wanted. He laughed. Visionaries? Me? But he applied anyway. Weeks passed. Nothing. Until a call came. Remat Ali, a renowned businessman, interviewed him personally. "You've never even used a computer," the man said, unimpressed. "No, sir," Bilal admitted. "But I've built an engine from scrap, run a shop without writing, and managed a house on 1 meal a day." Remat stared at him. "Why do you want this?" Bilal paused, then said, "Because one day, I want to offer this opportunity to someone like me." He got the job. It wasn't easy. He was behind everyone. But what he lacked in polish, he made up for in passion. He asked questions, stayed late, fixed broken machines, even taught other interns how to manage stress. 2 years later, Bilal wasn't an intern anymore. He was a manager. Bilal stood before a crowd in a city auditorium, suit pressed, shoes shining, eyes steady. He had been invited to speak at a national entrepreneur summit. Behind him, a giant screen displayed Bilal Enterprises, from village dust to national trust. His mother sat in the front row, wearing a new shawl. His father, now healthier, smiled proudly. His sister, now a teacher, wiped her eyes. "I was told hard work doesn't pay," Bilal said to the audience. "But I say, you don't taste the fruit of labor until you've first bled to plant the seed." Applause erupted. After the speech, a reporter asked, "What's your biggest success?" Bilal looked back at his family. "Not this company," he said, "but the fact that I never let poverty steal my voice." Later that evening, Bilal returned to his village. Same path, same dust. But something had changed. The children now ran after him. The elders shook his hand. Even Amr, now running a small shop, looked at him with silent respect. Bilal looked at the sky. It was the same sky, but tonight it felt closer, like even the stars had come down to listen. This story tells success doesn't require wealth. It requires will. The fruit of hard work isn't always fast, but it is always sweet. Sweeter than shortcuts, louder than mockery, and stronger than excuses. Keep walking, even if your shoes are torn.